The geological timescale. The geological timescale is the study of geology of the earth. Here, the geology, the rock strata and the fossils stand as a tool to identify the life of the earth. This is done with the help of radioactive dating, which is found on Earth's surface. The earth, which has begun around 4.5 billion years ago, has taken its inception from the cloud, a dust, a nebula which was openly, freely moving in the space. Around 13,000 million years ago, there was a huge blast in the space which took place and resulted into planetesimals blast into the space. Out of this material, the earth has formed itself around 4.5 billion years ago. This formation of the earth took lot of period to accommodate or accumulate itself into a solid sphere. The earth, which has started its life or the shape from 4.5 billion years ago, it was not consolidated. It started consolidating itself over a period of time. The first layer which was formed on the earth was the crust, which was nothing but the particles which were freely flowing in the space, and that got accumulated in the form of crust. This was around 4 billion years ago. And over a period of time, the mantle which was below the crust started building itself. And this was around 3.5 billion years ago, and this formed out of manganese and silica. Based on the density of the material started subsiding under the crust. Over a period of time, whatever heavenly material was there, it started depositing into the core. The core formed around 2.5 billion years ago with a ferric material or nickel which had highest densities. So in this way, the core has taken its inception. So how was earth formed? Earth was formed out of the space material due to the gravity. It started consolidating itself into crust, mantle and core. So what is the history of earth? The earth's history can be dated back to 4.5 billion years ago. If we compare this lifespan with the human lifespan is counted in terms of millennium, which is around 1000 years, centuries, which is 100 years, decades is 10 years, and we have years, months, days of human life. In the same way, Earth's history can be divided into major parts as eons, then comes eras, the periods, epochs, stage and substage of Earth formation. Our here geological time scale is nothing but a brief history of Earth. If we talk about as an example of life which has started on the earth as 6.5 million years ago, wherein the single cellular animal has taken its inception to various stages, like we had the molluscus, we have the dinosaurs coming into existence, and the final stage as the human being and 80% of the old animal and plant life. So over here, geological time scale is nothing but a chronological measuring system which is giving you the correlation between events. These events are divided into various segments based on the changes which took place from the older period to the newer period. So this will give you the actual environment of life and plant life, or the total environment altogether, to form a new evolution as a new earth and historical. So Earth's history can be divided into various segments, wherein the physical form of Earth has come out from the gaseous material of nebula, heavenly particles, and these heavenly particles consolidated itself into different layers as crust, mantle, core. Above the earth we also have a layer called atmosphere. So atmosphere also came into existence into different stages. That is, first stage of atmosphere was a poisonous gaseous material which was volatile and freely moving around the earth's surface. Whereas this volatile material got transformed into more of a carbon dioxide, which has again absorbed by the plants and animals, and release of oxygen. So there are three stages of atmospheric formation, that is nothing but initial poisonous material, next to the rich carbon dioxide material, and next to the composition of today's nitrogen, oxygen, and various other gases. So these three stages of atmospheric evolution has actually led to the plant and animal life on today's earth. So here we can see the earth's inception at 4,500 million years ago, and from there we have the early rock formation. Early rock formation has resulted into lot of volcanic eruptions. These volcanic eruptions has led to lot of water accumulation in the depressions. This addition of water onto the surface of the crust has resulted into many unicellular animals. These unicellular animals has resulted into hard core animals, hard bone animals, and also they have evolved into bigger animals like dinosaurs and human. So this is a small brief introduction about the geological time scale. So how do we study geological time scale? The measuring of geological time scale is the radioactive dating. Radioactive dating is nothing but measurement of both fossils and rocks which are going to decay physically and chemically over a period of time. So by noting the degree of decay of these fossil fuels and also rocks, we are going to date the physiology or the geology of that particular rock. So this geological time scale is basically divided into Hadean period, Acacian, Proterozoic, and Phanerozoic. These are major time periods. In the form of pi, we can understand that Hadean is a period from 4,600 million years to 3,800 million years ago, whereas Acacian or the rock formation period is from 3,800 million years ago to 2,500 million years ago. Now we come to the Proterozoic, where early life has started, that extends up to after Acacian period. We can see that the Proterozoic period, which ends up to 544 million years ago. Now the latest one we can see the Phanerozoic period, which is divided into Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic. This is the latest period wherein we can see the evolution of Earth and also the life. So geological time scale is not evenly divided. It is divided based on the evolution of a life or the destruction or extinction of a life. So we are going to have a boundaries from one eon to another eon or one period to another period based on the evolution or the extinction of the life. So over here we can just understand how we are going to demarcate the boundaries. These boundaries are both on the extinction or the evolution of the life or the physical form of the earth. So geological time scale is basically studied with the help of division of time period. The major time period which is we study as eons. Eons stand as a larger time scale. These eons are further divided into eras. Eras are the smaller dissections of eons, and the eras are further divided into periods. The periods are the smaller divisions and further divided into epochs. Epochs can be seen only in the Cenozoic period as a tertiary and quaternary periods. So, over here we can also see how we are going to construct the geological time scale. In the left side you can have the scale which is giving you the time. The first eon as the Hadean period, Hadean eon, and the next is the Archean eon, and next is the Proterozoic eon, and last is the Phanerozoic eon. The wider and the thick the period unit, then the longer the period has taken to make a change. So, over here you can see that Proterozoic period has taken lot of time to change into another eon, that is Phanerozoic. So, over here whatever we see as Hadean, Archean and Proterozoic, all these things are before life existence. So, we call them as the Precambrian period. So, in the Phanerozoic period we start with the Cambrian, that is what the Paleozoic is divided into Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian and the Carboniferous and Permian period. So, over here we club together all these eons, the earlier eons, Hadean, Archean and Precambrian as the Precambrian period, and we start the new life form into Phanerozoic period. So, this is the early earth which has consolidated and made into single landform and single water body. So, continental drift of plates have taken place. So, earlier till 225 million years, earth was called as single land mass as Pangaea. Over a period of time, there was a drift within the core and the crust started moving. So, around 150 million years ago, the land got drifted into Laurentia and Gondwana lands, and in between them the water started passing, that was known as Tethys Sea. So, initially it was Pangaea and Penthalsa as water, and now the Laurentia in the north and Gondwana in the south, and water which was passing within them was known as Tethys Sea. So, this was formed in 150 million years ago. So, over a period of time, 100 million years ago, the land surfaces have taken their own direction and they started moving. Most of the direction was towards west and north, and present day earth formation, earth crust formation has taken its place because of this drift in the crust. So, geological time scale, as earlier we have studied, it is divided into eras, periods based on the radioactive nature, and there were many climatic conditions which were varying over a period of time, and based on these climatic conditions life have existed in its own style. So, basically Precambrian period, which was before 560 million years ago, was a glaciated or snowball type of earth we have. Over a period of time, when we have the Paleozoic period, it has started with the Precambrian of early life in the form of coral reefs, fauna of marine origin. So, here temperature were not glaciated, but they were cold becoming warm. The temperature was changing from glacial to cold to warm. Then next comes the Ordovician period, which dates back to 400 million years ago, which is moderate in temperature, and we had the mass extinction of early life. Next comes the Silurian period, which was warmer, and also this had led into the formation of fern type of grasses. Centropods and melapoids were common, and it was a warm climatic condition. Devonian dates back to the 340 to 310 million years ago, and here we can also see the moderate temperatures supporting the plant groups evolved, and first seeding plants can be seen, and four-limbed animals were seen which were trying to move from one place to another. Next comes the Carboniferous period, which was very warm, and the plant, as we have seen in the early period, which was glaciated to the warm, their lush green forests have come up. So in this Carboniferous period, all these lush green forests were submerged under different rocks, and there got the coal deposits in this period. Next comes the Permian, or the early life, where we can see all the new unicellular animals to the present day life being have existed in this period. So next comes the Mesozoic period. Mesozoic period is again divided into three phases, that is Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous. Triassic is the name comes from the three rock formations. The red rock was formed above and it was submerged by the fossils, and below is the mud. So these three layered rocks were formed in the Triassic period, which have also seen the age of reptiles. Next comes the Jurassic, wherein the Jurassic or the dinosaurs have taken their life, and they have proliferated and also got extinction in this particular Jurassic period. The next comes the Cretaceous period. Cretaceous period is 110 million years ago, where the temperatures were very moderate. The extinction of dinosaurs have given a rise to formation of mammals and plants, which grew higher and higher. Now they started proliferating themselves. The next era is the Cenozoic era. So Cenozoic era is divided into Tertiary period and Quaternary period. The Tertiary period is further divided into Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene and Pliocene. So over here we can see the moderate to cool temperature were prevailing, and the inception of Himalayas were also started over here. Then next comes the Quaternary period, which is divided into Pleistocene and recent Holocene. So over here we can see that the glacial temperature started evaporating, and the early human ape has started its inception. So over here, if we want to talk about them in detail, the Archeozoic era, we can say that it is the early stage of Earth inception, which was in the form of gaseous material and transformed itself into solid sphere. Over here the rock has formed, and we can see these elements in the metamorphic rocks. The rock shields we can see in all the continents like South America, North America, Greenland, Eurasia, Africa and India and Antarctica. From the next era, the Proterozoic era, wherein solid earth crust started evolving itself into volcanic surface. All the material which was inside the earth started bursting out onto the surface of the earth. Whatever fluid material was there inside the earth started flowing out of the earth, and lot of chemicals have came out in the form of volcanic eruption. They were nitrogen, helium, hydrogen and carbon dioxide. Over a period of time, this carbon dioxide and hydrogen led into the H2O, that is nothing but your water. The water in the form of clouds accumulated, and they started falling onto the surface of the earth. So this water was again filled up into the depressions of the earth's surface, and this depression started organisms of marine life. So both the life has started its inception, and also earth's surface, which was in an initial stage, started evolving itself into river landforms, because whatever water was filled into the depression started flowing onto the surface. This flow of water has started eroding the material, and this eroded material was transformed, or they were transforming and also transporting the material from one place to another. So in this way the earlier landforms were morphalized, they were changed over a period of time, and life and new landforms started evolving in this Proterozoic era. Then These are the different climatic environments where you can see landforms created by flowing of water and flowing of glaciers and wind movement. When climates are humid in nature, you have lot of rainfall and water starts moving according to the slope. When you have glacial or the cold climatic conditions, the glacier starts moving from the slope to the downhill, and whatever material there under it starts eroding itself. So, the landforms which are made by water is different, glaciers is different, and cutting of wind is different, and all these environmental conditions support the earth to take its new form. So, in this way we can see Paleozoic era. Paleozoic era is inception of the Phanerozoic eon. So, this is the Paleozoic era where we can see the early life, and Cambrian starts with the early life with the coral reefs which we can have in the Australian or the Morocco coast. So, these are first life on the earth surface in the form of marine origin. Next is the Ordovician period, wherein we can see that earth was in single landmass. At the south pole we had the land, and in the north pole it was covered by the ocean, and this is the period where new life has started, and also we have the second life mass extinction which we can see. The Silurian period is the hot climatic conditions wherein we can see the fern plants which was evolving, and due to these arid conditions we can also see the evolution of iron, nitrogen, manganese and copper. So, next comes the Devonian period wherein we can see first adaptive animal coming into existence. Four-limbed animals started spreading over land surface, and also first seed bearing plants have came into existence. So, we can see that these plants and animals they were spread throughout the land, and this land as it's got spread from one place to another, we can see its evidences from past to present. Next comes the Carboniferous period. This Carboniferous period is given with the name of coal, and this coal formation has taken place because of lot of forests where lush green forests were submerged into the rock beds, and this has resulted into natural gases evolution, and this natural gas evolution has resulted into in two forms, that is Upper Carboniferous period, that is Pennsylvanian period, Lower Carboniferous period, that is Mississippian period. Next comes the Permian period. Permian period, this witnesses the diversification of early ammonoids into ancestor groups of mammals like turtles and other reptiles, reptiles as lizards and snakes, amphibians as frogs and other species which evolved now. The world at this period was dominated by two continents, that is nothing but your Laurentia and Gondwana land. The Mesozoic period, also known as middle life, this is divided into Triassic period, Jurassic period and Cretaceous period. This is a period when we have also seen the rift in the Pangaea as Laurentia and Gondwana landforms. So, now over here Triassic was a period with the different rock formations of metamorphic type, and this was a period which has seen the rift in the land masses. Next comes the Jurassic period, which has started beginning and the extinction of the dinosaurs, and this has also supported the mammals to evolve. The next comes the Cretaceous period. Here scientists say that it is the period when a huge asteroid collided with the earth, and due to a heavy cloud in the atmosphere restricted the sun, and whole of the species was submerged into the rocks. So here the Cretaceous period has given an end to the dinosaur period, and the Cenozoic era starts with the new life wherein new mammals and plant species came into existence. This set of group of plants and animals have evolved and increased their heights and also proliferated themselves, and this also resulted into birds diversify and became dominant species on the earth. Cenozoic period is divided into tertiary period, which is divided into epochs, that is Pliocene, Eocene, Oligocene and Miocene, Pliocene. Next comes the Quaternary period, which is divided into Pleistocene and Holocene. So, tertiary period wherein Himalayan fold mountains were found, and the modern Homo sapien originated from the Cenozoic era. So, the important periods in the history of the earth we can see are the Carboniferous period. It lasted from 360 million years to 300 million years. It is an important period of Paleozoic era. During this period, first reptiles and primates were formed and coal plants got spread. The dead bodies got buried in this period, forming the coal that we use today. Next comes the Permian period. It lay between 300 million years to 250 million years. It is also an important period of Paleozoic era. Largest mass extinction happened in this period. Scientists are not sure what caused this mass extinction, but 90% of ocean life and 78% of land life have died. Next is the Jurassic period. This is the period of Mesozoic period where both inception and also extinction of large animals like dinosaurs have taken place. Cretaceous period is the period of extinction and mass sweep away of dinosaurs altogether, and also new life of Quaternary period, which has given in 1.8 million years ago to present day. This is a period the human evolved as a most intelligent creature. This is a period where the most intelligent human being have started evolving and came to present stage of scientific research. So, summary: the geological time period is the chronological measurement of the time which studies about the earth's surface based on the geology and also fossil fuels, which are studied based on the radioactive dating, and this scientific studies helps you to understand various life forms which have evolved on the earth's surface, and also chemical and physical transformations which earth took place. So, over here we understand that geological time scale can be divided into various eons. They are Hadean, Archean, Proterozoic and Phanerozoic. These eons are subdivided into eras. They are: the Phanerozoic era is divided into Paleozoic, Mesozoic and Cenozoic. The Paleozoic is divided into the Cambrian, Ordovician, Devonian, Silurian, and last is the Cretaceous period. Then again the Mesozoic period is divided into Tertiary, Jurassic and Cretaceous period, wherein the life of the earth has started its inception and also the rift in the earth. Then last one is the Cenozoic period, which is giving birth to new life form and also division of the earth and the earth taking its present sphere. So, the evolution of the earth can be studied based on the geological time scale and also try to understand the resource information about the earth's interior, and also respect the time and the climate which is changing over a period of time as the evolution of life. So, evolution of life depends upon the climatic changes of the earth, and with this climatic changes over a period of time should be in a moderate form than as it is going on today. The climatic change today is increasing very fast, and this million years of evolution is going to end within no time if the temperatures of today's earth increase at this rate. So in short, this geological time scale helps us to understand the earth's interior, the inception of the life, and also what we can do to save the earth and understand the regular nature of transformation of the earth and life. Thank you.